Hi everyone, welcome to this timeless pick a card reading with a little bit of a twist. So I'm just going to do a brief intro to help you understand, or to let you know, should I say, how the readings are intended to work. All of the oracle decks and tarot cards are ready as well. I've got 3 decks as usual for my pick a card readings. As you can see, we've got numbers here as well. So each, I've done these in batches. So we've got 3 subject areas: relationships, work, and general. And depending on what deck you pick, that will determine what type of reading you get. But you'll only see the numbers, you won't see what's on the back until we do the actual reading. So when I speak of relationships, it can be romantic relationships, of course, but it can also be any relationship or interactions you have with anyone in your life, from your neighbor to your best friend, your mum, your dad, your granddad, your ex-partner, whatever. In terms of work, that can, definitely be about your job or career or anything that you are focused on and giving your time and energy and effort to. So projects, creativity, learning, business plans, your life purpose, your spiritual path, your achievements as well. And the general reading is just anything from just the day-to-day stuff to something very specific and significant for you. So as I said, we're going to be surprised together. I mean, obviously by the time I get to the 3rd reading, I'll know what's left. I'll know what reading hasn't been done and what's left, but we should be getting the surprise together. So your job is to look at the tarot decks when they come out and see what deck calls you and what number calls you as well, because as I said, you'll see the number. Focus on that. Also, if you have a specific question or subject area that you want to look at, concentrate on that as well, and that may help you to use your intuition to choose the deck that gives the information that you need. I will say that the cards will often give you the message that you need, not what you want. So say if you wanted to look at your relationships, a romantic relationship or something, but you've got work stuff going on in your life that is really important and you're kind of trying to block the work stuff out, focus on the relationship, you may actually end up with the work reading, because it's like the universe or spirit or whatever's way of saying, no, this work stuff is what needs attention. But as I say, you're welcome to watch 1 of the readings, 2 of the readings, or all of the readings. And of course, if you have any questions or queries, just send me a message in the comment section. So I'm just going to give a brief example of how I'm going to choose the cards. So I'm going to mix them back up. So, I mean, to be frank, I can't remember which order it was in anyway. But I would literally swap the rows around to mix them back up so it's random, so we can both be surprised. So that can go there, and we'll just put this row back in the middle. So the way I will be choosing the cards, hopefully this works now, is I'm just going to choose it diagonally, and I should get each card that I choose should have a different subject area. So I'm going to choose number 1 would be a work reading, number 2 would be a general reading, and it works. Number 3 would be a relationship reading, and as I say, we'll be surprised at the same time. So hopefully you enjoy it, and yeah, let's get on with it. So welcome back, Earth signs. So Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. This reading is for you if your sun, moon, or rising sign is an Earth sign. So it's time to use your intuition and focus in on the decks. What deck calls to you? What number calls to you? As I said in the intro, is there a specific subject area of your life, work, or relationships, or something else that you want to get answers for? So as I always say, it's a pick a card reading, but you're welcome to watch 1 of the readings, 2 of the readings, or 3 of the readings. I don't know what's under here yet. We'll find out as I go through each one individually. Just to say thank you, as always, to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the videos, and subscribes to the channel. If you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box. But yeah, I think we're ready. We are ready now. Hopefully you've chosen your deck. If you need to pause the video, that's fine. But we're going to get into it, and we're going to start off with deck 1 and find out what this is for you. Okay, Earth signs, welcome back again. Just to point out as well, if your sun, moon, or rising sign is one of the other signs, you know, fire, water, or an air sign, then you're welcome to watch those videos as well. Right, shall we find out what this deck is going to be about for you? So you have work. So this will be about work for you, whether it's your job, your career, whatever you're giving your time and energy to. Again, if you need like a recap, you can go back to the intro for that. So I am going to put this, I haven't actually decided where I'm going to put this. I could put this here. We'll put it here so it's kind of visible but out of the way. I think you can see that, can't you? So I am going to get some oracle cards for you first. Let me just grab my decks that I have for these various readings and try not to drag everything down in the process. Right, so we're going to start off with some cards from the Life Purpose deck. See what messages come out with that, or from that. Okay, so what messages do we have for earth signs for this timeless pick a card reading relating to their work, anything that they're focused on? Anything. Is it stuck by any chance? Are you facing a kind of like a blockage or anything? So we've got one so far. You've got heart's desires. Okay, so yeah, you might be feeling stuck actually and wondering what your heart's desires are or is. Anything else? Anything else? Justice. Okay, you have your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So we'll put that one like that, and we'll just get one more from this deck. Right, and the final one is protected. You are safe and supported while you change your career. That makes sense because the way those cards were stuck, yeah, it makes it feel like that someone is possibly feeling kind of stuck here and not quite sure what to do in terms of work, or there's something going on at work. Let's get you an Angels and Ancestors card. We'll just get about one from that, if only one comes out. Right, so one from the Angels and Ancestors deck. What do earth signs who are having a work reading need to know from the Angels and Ancestors deck? Right, you have Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy, and that's interesting because you've got protected right there as well. So what the hell is going on? Yeah, it begs the question, what's going on? So I'm going to read this message from the book, but I'm going to let's get your tarot cards out first, and let me just grab the clarifying deck while I remember which one I want to use. So I'm just moving the mic out of the way. So let's get the tarot cards out for earth signs for this pick a card reading. Right, there is one actually turned the wrong. Whoa. Okay, I don't know what is going on here, but this was, I'll show you how it was. I could see it peeking out from the deck. Obviously I saw all of the cards out individually into separate piles. This was peeking out. I pulled it out and it's that 9 of Wands. So I don't know if anybody's going through any legal battles or battles with HR or tribunals or anything like that at work, because 9 of Wands, I mean, I always say this person looks like they're a caged animal, like she's trying to defend herself, protect herself. She's been attacked, possibly. But yeah, that's a big deal, to be honest. So, and as usual, feel free to leave in the comments if it resonates as well. So what's the overall energy for this for earth signs first of all? So give me a moment. You've got the 3 of Wands first of all. Okay, anything else that we need to know? If the cards will stop flying all over the place and falling all over the place. Right, we've got 7 of Swords, okay. So, yeah, I mean, deception and lies aren't like the main go-to for me with that particular card, the 7 of Swords. But considering you've got justice and protected here, it's making me wonder, to be honest. There's another one that's turned over in the deck as well. You've got the 8 of Wands. So I wonder if somebody's waiting for communication. If you are involved in some sort of tribunal or something to that effect relating to work. because I did get the thought of messenger with that Three of Wands, and that's not usually the main thing that I would even really necessarily pick up with the Three of Wands. Anyway, right, what else do we have? We've got the Wheel of Fortune, and that is the present or current energy. So it looks like things are changing either way. Right. Okay. Let's get one to go with that Seven of Swords. Yeah, there could really be something where people higher up could be doing something dodgy, to be honest, as well. You know, like there's a possibility of whistle blowing here as well. And an unusual, well, it's not unusual, to be honest. It's just, yeah, it seems quite dramatic. I don't know if there's any kind of fraud or something involved as well. Possibly. Let's try that again. With that Three of Wands, one of the main things I get from the Three of Wands is intention. So I wonder if someone's questioning within the workplace or a work situation, a project that you're working on, a business, the intentions of the people around them, possibly, maybe your own intentions too. You might be questioning that as well. So final card for this, which is the future energy here. Okay. And you have the Empress. I mean, either way, the future energy looks like it kind of works out for your benefit, to your benefit. Like, say, for example, if, what can I think of? Say if you work somewhere and it's been your main source of income for 10 years or something like that, and then suddenly you're made redundant or something happens where you lose your job and you're absolutely devastated, but then you find out that the company was involved in money laundering or something. I know this is a pretty dramatic example, but yeah, it was involved in money laundering or something, or your boss was a really dodgy person. It's like you may have gone through a period where you were really disappointed, but in the end, it kind of works out in your favor. Like it's for the best, if you get what I'm saying. So let me put that deck well out of the way because I will end up using the wrong deck to clarify. We're going to quickly look at that arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy message. I would say whatever's going on, be honest and maintain your integrity. First of all, information may be coming out, or you may be revealing information, or there's some kind of clarity that might be gained here with the Eight of Swords in reverse. But let's see. Arrow, protect yourself. Surround yourself with protective energy. It says, surround yourself with positive people and experiences and environments that make you feel safe. Call on your angels, guides, and ancestors to bring you protection. Arrows have long been revered as symbols of protection, as many native peoples would use the bow and arrow as a weapon of defense. When an arrow appears in meditation or dreams or an oracle reading, it's a sign you need to protect yourself and what is important to you. Because not everyone has the same intentions as you do. This doesn't mean that people are intentionally wanting to hurt you, but they could be careless in their choices and actions, and this could affect you. There are energies around you that could lower your vibration, and it's important you become aware of them and aren't brought down by them. If you are in a situation where you feel that not everything is as clear as it seems, trust your intuition. There are energies in your current situation that aren't fully aligned with your intentions and goals, or with kindness. Follow your intuition about whom to trust and what to trust. If you can take time to retreat or to step out of this situation to assess what is going to be beneficial for you, do so. In any event, this is a time to call on the energy of protection and to place yourself in a space that feels safe. Okay, let's clarify, shall we? Let's start with that Three of Wands first of all. And shall I move these over a little bit? We'll just move them over, move them slightly. I mean, I have sort of crowded everything over here, haven't I? So that they would be a bit easier to read. Put those like that. So, right, Three of Wands as like the overall energy. I mean, I mentioned intentions. It came up in that message as well about contemplating the intentions of other people. As I say, it might be that you're contemplating your intentions. For example, one of the, as I said, Seven of Swords, a lot of people will see it as deceit. For me, deceit is usually not the number one go-to. For me, it can be about escape as well. With the Hierophant there, you might be trying to escape a situation, whether it is that your work situation isn't great or a great environment, or, you know, like people will speak of the establishment and stuff like that, because the Hierophant, it's authority, isn't it? It's the tradition, those sort of things, and you might be escaping. It could even be that you're escaping like a traditional type career, and you want to do something more outside of the box. But whatever it is, it feels more justified to you, to your heart, not just practically like in terms of status and salary. It's something that is your actual heart's desire. With that Justice card, as I said, there really could be something to do with legal matters here for someone within the workplace or within a project or create, you know, like sometimes there can be stuff to do with copyrights, learning. Somebody could have been accused of plagiarism or something like that. There could be something where you've completed a course and you're struggling to get the certificates or something from that, or you're not being taught properly. There could be something for someone working in the legal field or relating to the legal field as well. Right, let's look at the Three of Wands, as I've talked quite a bit. So the first card we get here for that is the High Priestess. And the first thing that comes to mind is where the card said, listen to your intuition about trusting who and what to trust. So yeah, you might be struggling with that. With it in reverse, you may be struggling to listen to your intuition, to be honest with you. You've got the Five of Pentacles, yeah. Five of Pentacles, Two of Swords. I'll just get one more. And the Eight of Swords keeps on coming up, doesn't it? It's there twice. Yeah, I would say you may be struggling. You could be struggling with your own intentions of what you actually want, what your heart's desire is, if you're changing your path. But yeah, it also could be that you're struggling with your intuition in terms of who you can trust, who is going to leave you out in the cold, who's genuine. You may have already been let down and sort of decided, right, I've got to leave that behind and move on now. But there is some degree of stuckness here with the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords, not quite knowing what to do. I mean, it could be that somebody's seen something happen at work that is not right, and you're just like, I don't know what to do. You might not know what to do about it. Let's look at the Death card. So you've got the World. That feels like being blocked from change, to be honest, or a delay in change, because the Death card, it is about change. But then, as I said, you've got cards of being stuck that follow on from it, the Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords. So it's like a desire for change, but there's just something where it's not going as you want it to. You want things to work better, or you want to work with other people or in a different way. Anything else for that? And then again, you've got a blocked, there's like a blockage in terms of change, because even the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. And this is like the overall energy that we're looking at here. Let's look at that Two of Swords. Temperance in reverse. So there's definitely like a disturbance to your sense of peace, or in the workplace, there's just a disturbance to the sense of peace. You've got the Knight of Swords. Let's just see what follows on from that, actually. Right, you have, whoa, yeah, somebody could have, there could be something that could have a dramatic or painful or hurtful impact if you speak out, or somebody's already said something, or you know that, yeah, something has already come in that has been the truth, but it's difficult and painful, and you're having to sort of decide what to do now. You're feeling trapped. Okay, I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to move on to the more specific energies. So there's quite a few different messages there. So I'm just getting the cards back in the deck for you. And that was for the main overall energy. So let's look at that Seven of Swords. So that's the past energy. And as I said, it can be lies, deceit. I mean, that has come up a couple of times about trust. It can be wanting to escape from something. Try that again. That was the King of Swords that wanted to come out, and he would speak the truth, wouldn't he? So 7 of Swords. That way. You've got the 4 of Pentacles. That's, for me, just on its own with that 4 of Pentacles. So for me, the 4 of Pentacles, it can be about holding your cards close to your chest. So again, in terms of the concept of a truth needing to come out, somebody could have held their cards close to their chest, but to be honest, it looks like it would have come out if they're in reverse, or it needed to come out. Again, there could be something with that financial fraud thing is coming to mind with that, because the 4 of Pentacles is someone who holds on to something very tightly. They're not sharing it, they're not generous, you know, like tax evasion, stuff like that. But yeah, oh, and here we go with this Magician. So as I've said in quite a few readings, this Magician in the Gilded Tarot, for me, some of the time in readings where there is a dodgy energy, like an energy of abuse or manipulation, that kind of thing, this person shows up. And they can look very, not all of the time, but some of the time, particularly in these kind of readings, they come up as a manipulative energy. And yeah, that is, to be honest, that could very well be what I'm getting here, is a manipulative energy. So somebody may have a manipulative boss. I feel like this one was first, actually. So this one is the Knight of Pentacles, and then you have the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, where somebody probably needed to be more honorable, because I see the Knight of Pentacles as someone who's honorable, has integrity, does things the right way, does the right thing, especially with the 6 of Pentacles as well. It looks like someone didn't, to be honest. It looks like someone didn't. Other than that, the other message, aside from having like a dodgy boss or dodgy colleague, or working on something with someone who's not being very honest, again, is you wanting to escape something you may have held on to a certain project, a job, a way of life even is coming to mind, or a business. If you had your own business, you may have been holding on to that for a very long time, but it's like now's the time to kind of escape and do something new, do something different that is more balanced for you, to create something different. Let's look at the Hierophant. This is still connected to that past energy, and this is kind of what you can learn from it. Oh, truth. Okay. You got the Knight of Swords, the Empress, the Lovers, and the Emperor. Okay. Let's just get one more for that. Six of Wands. I mean, the first thing I'm thinking of here with this Hierophant is learning about integrity, what integrity means to you. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Let's just get something for the Lovers. And the way the Lovers would fit into that is, I don't know if you've heard when I've mentioned before, and other readers too, about the choice between vice and virtue. So the vice is whatever holds you back, whatever is probably less honourable, and then virtue is, I mean, we've got justice here. That is the more honourable path, isn't it? So yeah, justice, 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, 3 of Cups. So again, it feels like seeking what is honourable, whether your situation, work, and etc. has been dodgy and it's going into something more honorable, or just more honorable in the sense that it honors you, that you're, I mean, the Emperor can be about sovereignty, can't it? The Empress, it's creativity, knowing that you can create something new and take the lead in that and be successful with it. So again, if it is more so about heart's desires type energy, it's that. It's leaving behind what just doesn't feel honorable, even if it is the traditional, you know, seemingly successful status quo type path. It may be that you need to go in a different direction. So let's put these away. So that can go back in there. Right, okay. Yes, I've got quite a few cards out, so Right, so that's for the Hierophant, and this was for the Seven of Swords. So that's past energy. So you would acknowledge that by this point. You acknowledge that things need to change one way or another. So as I said, Wheel of Fortune in the present energy. Things are changing. The Eight of Swords there. As I said, there can be something with the truth coming out, but it can also be where you... There has been a lot of stuck energy, but maybe the wheel is starting to turn now. So let's see, why is the Wheel of Fortune there, please? Why is the Wheel of Fortune there, please? You've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. It could very well be a change in what you focus your energy and efforts on, and a change in what your beliefs are as well, to be honest, around work type situations. Right, you've got the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. I'll just get one more for that. Yeah, I like the energy. Again, it's that whole thing about honor seems to come to mind as well, whether it is a literal honor in the justice sense of things, in a very practical, logical sense, or honor in terms of heart's desires, honor. For me, the Nine of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles as well, and the Four of Wands, it's all about security, what feels secure, practically in the sense of jobs or situations where there's dodgy stuff going on, and in terms of how you feel about it as well. The Ace of Cups, it is like a new feeling, but it's a fulfilling, satisfying feeling, isn't it? Let's have a quick look at the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So somebody could really be changing their career path. Maybe somebody's leaving legal, justice related stuff, or going towards that. The Devil, yeah, I would say you're leaving behind whatever you were previously focused on, if it is a literal job or projects or creativity, learning, whatever. Yeah, there was something, just not a good energy around it, whether it is about truth coming out or it was restrictive, because the Devil can be things that hold us back, some toxic, you know, the toxic kind of energies that we often refer to. I mean, yeah, you've got the Four of Cups on there. You want to switch. I'd say you want to switch. You want to feel more satisfied. There's something about humility here as well, I'm getting, with that Nine of Cups. For someone, I'm not 100% sure how that relates, but there may be something to do with humility here. Even with the Four of Cups as well, like somebody being humbled. Something about someone being humble. You may have been humbled in some way, shape or form. Somebody around you. It's probably more so you. And I don't mean that as a criticism necessarily. Well, not necessarily. I'm not 100% sure how that relates. So you'll have to determine that for yourself. But there's something about humility and being humbled here. And I mean, that would lead to a change in beliefs and a change on your focus, wouldn't it? Let's look at the Ace of Swords. So I said that could be a change in your beliefs. So maybe it changes around, yeah, changes around what you feel passionately about, what you feel the spark for, and what's valuable to you as well. There may be something here in your work relating to your self-worth as well. So as I say, the overall energy for the present is things are changing. There's a sense of change around you. So yeah, these are the main clarifiers. Let's get into the Eight of Swords. So again, that's what you can excuse me, that's kind of what you can learn in the present, what you can take from this in the present. So Eight of Swords, you have Three of Swords, which is not surprising if the Eight of Swords is there, even if it is in reverse. So that could be, for me, the Three of Swords can be about heartbreak, but for me sometimes it is disappointment, because disappointment can hurt like hell. it can still, you know, the disappointment still has an impact on how you feel. Especially if it was something, I'm going to try that again, where you found out somebody, like say you had a boss that you really admired and then you discovered that they were into bloody human trafficking or something like that. I'm pretty sure that would hurt someone's feelings, that would, to find out that the person that you admired and looked up to was, yeah, was into stuff like that. So we've got the Page of Pentacles. Wow, okay. And I was just saying about looking up to someone, because the Page of Pentacles, it's a kid. It's someone who's vulnerable, who's impressionable. Even if it's not a literal child energy, it's the energy of, like, if a boss was the king, or you, a King of Pentacles, or you had a friend who was King of Pentacles energy and you were kind of trying to learn from them how to make your business work. It's still looking up to someone, isn't it? Let's see what comes out next. How did I know that it would be some kind of authority figure that would go? I was thinking more along the lines of the Emperor or something, but the Hierophant, that is the hierarchy, the authority, isn't it? It's the voice of reason. I will be clarifying the Hierophant on its own, possibly the Page of Pentacles as well. May do the Three of Swords as well, just to be a little bit nosy. I'm going to try that again. It is a bit of the truth will set you free vibes. Yeah, for me, sometimes when I see the Three of Wands in reverse, it can refer to it can refer to intentions either way. But in reverse, it can mean that the intentions weren't necessarily honourable. So I said I wanted to look at the Hierophant first and foremost. So we've got the Page of Cups. Try that again. Whoa, why are there so many kids here? You've got all of the pages. So as I said, it could be someone that you've looked up to that has let you down. There could be something here about you needing to level up in the way you are. You may have learned a lot of lessons from the past experiences, and you now may be ready to kind of go out there and teach and express and share what you've learned, whether it is as a literal teacher or, you know, like sometimes you can have business coaches and stuff like that. It could be something to that effect, but that is, yeah, it's unusual for all of the pages to come out like that. Let's see what the Page of Pentacles is about. I mean, it still could be more, I mean, again, there is still the energy there of somebody being an authority, and these are just all the different people that kind of look up to them. But clearly there's a change there. So we've got the Seven of Cups. See, that's confusion with the Page of Pentacles, which, I mean, kids, they've got a lot to learn, haven't they? So they've got a lot to learn about who they are, life, what their dreams are. Wow. Seven of Swords. That feels like not knowing what the truth is. Again, if you were looking up to someone, if you looked up to someone, it's kind of, they probably didn't help in terms of alleviating your confusion. It could also be the energy of not quite knowing what to do right now. So, yeah, I was going to say that with the Hierophant, another message from the Hierophant can be that you need guidance now on how to change things. You need help. And then the King of Wands is a very inspirational kind of person. So there's a lot of messages here. As I say, the King of Wands could be in line with the side of the Hierophant where it's manipulation as well, being next to that Seven of Swords, Seven of Cups, and they are like an entrepreneur, boss type energy too. Is there anything else that I want to look at here? Let me just have a brief look at the Three of Swords, see if it will get specific about that, or more specific. We've got the Eight of Wands. The words that are coming to mind are withheld communication. So again, if there was something where the truth needed to come out and it didn't, then what I'm getting from that Ten of Cups, because it's clarifying the Three of Swords and the Eight of Wands, it's like a false sense of security in a way. So, you know, like where you think everything's all good, but then obviously if there's lots of energies of deceit around and manipulation, it's like a false sense of security. And it's like, well, now you've got to choose a new path, because what you thought was the truth, what was real, what was honourable, isn't. So let's move on to the future, potential future energies. So overall, what you would have learned, I guess it's in line with what it said about learning about who you can trust and who you can't trust. That's one thing, and possibly taking your experiences out to help others. Like, say for example, if you'd been a victim of fraud, you could use what you've learned from that situation to I've picked up so many cards there. Let's just put these on top of that, and then I can get into the ones. You can use that experience to kind of help others, can't you? So potential future energies. I mean, as I say, you've got the Five of Cups there, which upright, clearly it's being hurt, it's disappointment, it's emotional loss, but it's in reverse. So you could be kind of coming out of that now. And I mean, the Empress is the Empress is like the advice. It's like, how do you continue on? How do you continue as you move forward from that? And I suppose if you're getting over the loss, recovering from the loss, then you then can learn from it and get into that Empress type energy. So Five of Cups, what do we need to know about that? God, there's such a strong energy of like a deceitful boss, or just someone that you may have looked up to in like a work situation, learning situation, etc. Somebody that just seemed like they've achieved so much, and there's something about them that may not have been honourable. You've got the Page of Wands there. So the other message for this, with the King of Pentacles and the Page of Wands there, it's just about starting again. It's building yourself back up. You've got the Three of Cups there, so that's a call for support. Again, if you're thinking about people's intentions and who you can and can't trust, it's that learning process of learning who you can and can't trust, isn't it? And how to, you know, using discernment. So you've got the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. I would say that you might be at a point now where you are reluctant to trust people, possibly. I will have a look at that Knight of Wands. I know the Knight of Wands, it can be about going off on a new adventure, going in a new direction, but they can be quite a frivolous person as well. So unreliable, I think, would be one way to put it. Like, if you were, they would be the opposite of the King of Pentacles upright, to be honest. They have good qualities, but they can be unreliable as well. So you might be wondering who you can trust, as it said before. Because the Seven of Pentacles is it worth it? Again, like, say if you wanted to go into business with someone, you may have had a past experience that now makes you feel like, I don't know if I can trust them or not. Not because of necessarily their behavior specifically, but just in general, the experience you've had. So Knight of Wands, Two of Wands, thought something fell out then. So Wheel of Fortune, Two of Wands, the Sun. I mean, this here, the clarifiers that have come out feel like choosing a clear path. Once you get over the sense of loss in the future, as I said, turning things around, getting the right support, and choosing a clear path. A path that has a lot of potential. Let's quickly have a look at that Seven of Pentacles. So we've got the Queen of Wands. What's that? I thought another one of the Kings had come out then. Anything else for the Seven of Pentacles? I mean, see, there's still an energy of, can I trust this person? You know, is it really a case of what you see is what you get? It could also be an energy. It can also be an energy of, with the Queen of Wands, that's where you're inspired and you have the desire to go in a direction and do something, like choose a new career or a new project or a creative project. But you might be questioning if it's worth it because there's a lot of unknowns about it. You don't know if it's going to work out. You might be highly inspired, but just be thinking, oh my God, I don't know if practically this makes sense. But there's a wishing type energy here. So again, it goes in with that whole desire, strong desire for something to progress in a certain direction. Let's just get one more after that Eight of Wands. And then we'll look at the Empress. I mean, the Empress is about creating something. Yeah, it's very much just about your dreams here, but asking, is it worth following this particular dream, putting the time and effort in to this particular dream? Will it progress? So yeah, let's look at the Empress for you, and then we'll get you a final card of advice. So Empress. So the Empress, what's the kind of advice of how to move forward? I would say first and foremost, it's needing to kind of recover or get over. I know that sounds, sometimes get over can be a bit harsh. I don't mean it in a harsh way. To kind of get past whatever's ended, like finalize, wrap things up, you know. Even if it's just mentally or emotionally, you need to kind of wrap it up in your own mind or heart. So just bear with me. We've got the Page of Pentacles again. So it's like once everything's wrapped up, then you can start again properly, because I know we've got energies of change here, but it's more, it feels more like, you know, like the sort of the transition, rather than it's a solid, right, everything's done and now it's time to get going. It's more like the transition, or like, you know, when you have the idea, and then in the future it would be where you finalize what needs to be finalized, and then you can kind of move on properly. So you've got the 10 of Wands. So again, wrapping things up with that 10 of Wands. The Ace of Wands, I mean, that's where you get your spark back once you've wrapped everything up. And then you've got the 9 of Wands. And the Temperance card. Again, it's that energy of turning things around. Whatever, if there were any burdens before, or difficulties before, it's, as I say, it's finalizing everything and wrapping it up so you can get to that place where, as I say, you've kind of got your spark back, you're ready to start again. And things, it feels like flow with that Temperance card, that sense of flow. So let's get you, and I'd say with that 9 of Wands as well, it's where you're not having to, whatever situations you've been involved in, where you're not having to constantly defend yourself or having to protect yourself. I mean, you might have to do that in the present, but you, hopefully, if you're in a toxic situation with work or collaborating with people or whatever, you wouldn't want to get in those kind of situations again where you're kind of on high alert, and, you know, or if there are legal issues, and you're having to deal with all of that again. So let's get you some final advice from the Power of Surrender cards. So Power of Surrender, what do we get? Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in all of life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow, which I literally just said flow. I think it's a card of like keeping the faith, keeping up your sense of hope, whatever you've been through. Surrender your fear of change. The universe is reminding you that you are cared for always, whether you're afraid of a change in your job, excuse me, your health or a relationship, or if you fear aging or death. Repeat the affirmation, I have faith that all is well. So that may be something you may have feared change, whatever's going on, you may have feared changing things. So I will leave your message there. Thank you very much for watching Group 1, Deck 1. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to book a personal reading, see the info in the description box, but take care. Welcome back to those of you who chose Deck 2. So we're going to find out under here again whether it is work, relationship, or a general reading. So let's turn over and find out what you've gotten. You've got the general reading. So this could be anything from the day-to-day stuff in life to something very specific and significant for you. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone who watches, likes, shares, comments on the video, subscribe to the channel. And if you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box. So I am going to put this, I will put it here this time. I think that is visible. Yeah. And I'm going to get you some oracle cards out first. So we're doing a general reading for you. And the messages are for if your sun, moon or rising sign is an earth sign. If you have a sun, moon or rising sign that is a fire sign, water sign or an air sign, feel free to watch those as well. And as I've said, you can watch one of the readings, one, two of them, or all of them. It's up to you. So I'm just deciding what I'm going to use as my clarifying deck. Okay, yeah, I know what I'm going to use. Right, let's start off with the oracle cards. So we're going to get one from the Moonology deck first of all for this general reading. So we'll get one from that, and then we'll get a few from the Sacred Destiny deck. So for earth signs, general reading, what is it that the earth signs need to know for a general reading? Right, you've got 3 actually. Wow, okay. So you have the energy is gaining momentum. You have what do you need to release? And you also have you are good enough. So I'm not going to read all of those. I think I will read the energy is gaining momentum when it gets to it. Let's also get you some cards from the Sacred Destiny deck. So what else do earth signs who are having the general reading need to know? Potential. Okay, we'll get you that one. So you can have the potential card. I don't know how I'm going to lay these out now because I've got quite a bit going on the table. So we'll push those over there. You have diligence. I mean, that's just about taking your time, not rushing anything. Or it's not so much about not rushing, but even if you have to rush, it's like really paying attention to things. Let's get one more for you. And I feel like that was 2. You also have pleasure and forgiveness, okay? Do you need to forgive yourself for anything because of the fact that you are good enough, and what do you need to release card is there? It's like, is there anything that you need to forgive yourself for? And with you are good enough as well, with pleasure, like, you know, sometimes when people can get into this feeling of like not deserving happiness, it makes me wonder. So we're going to look at the energy is gaining momentum. I mean, they are pretty self-explanatory, but yeah, let's just look at that one out of curiosity. Actually, I'll get your cards, your tarot cards out first, and then we will look at that one. So for your main spread, let's look at the overall energy for this. So overall energy, sorry, that is bothering me because it's not equal. So overall energy, first of all. Overall energy, and I'm sorry, but this is bothering me here. I think I'm going to put it somewhere else instead because it doesn't feel right. I am really, I can be really picky about things sometimes, but I can't help it. Right. So overall energy. I will take the 10 of Cups, but I don't feel like these need to be here. So we've got the 10 of Cups as the overall. So I'm going to shove that under there. And let's look at get the other cards out for you. So we have, I feel like that needs to be upright. We have the Queen of Wands, my very battered Queen of Wands. There's a story behind that. There's a little bit on the community page if you're curious about why she's ended up looking like this. And then we've got the 3 of Swords. Okay. could be very well be something about boundaries here with that King of Swords and Four of Pentacles showing up, that you may have learned something about boundaries. The Queen of Wands feels like it could be another energy, to be honest with you. So someone could have had their feelings hurt, possibly. Did I say not the King of Swords? By the Queen of Wands, or this is where the Queen of Wands could represent that needing to feel like you are good enough, like even if you have been through certain things, you still deserve to be happy. So let's look at the current energy. Right, it speaks of what do you need to release. So there's the Eight of Cups there in the present. You might be leaving something behind or thinking about it, like at the very least on an emotional level, you may have kind of let something go, you know, because like sometimes they say that even if, for example, romantic relationships, if someone's in a romantic relationship, it's kind of like they mentally check out a lot much sooner than they physically check out. So anything else for that? Oh yeah, this is see, that Seven of Swords, I mean, it can be not being honest about how you feel or not openly expressing how you feel, but it's almost like, as I say, you might, did I just say emotionally checked out? And you've got the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords, because Seven of Swords for me, it can be escape. Yes, it can be like, but not being 100% honest, whether it is maliciously or here you've got the King of Cups, he keeps his feelings to himself, doesn't he? So sometimes that's about denying your feelings or hiding them. There is that element of escape as well. So yeah, somebody could have emotionally checked out of something, whether it is relationship related, job related, whatever, friendship related even, and you may not have completely made that known, but there's a desire for happiness here, like, you know, you could be happier. There's the potential to be happier, to have more pleasure. So let's get the potential future energies for you. Potential future energies. Wow, I like that. I mean, that is quite a victorious kind of set of cards. You've got Justice, where it's justice, isn't it? And the Ace of Swords can be victory, to do with victory. So let's get the final card, which is like the sort of advice going forward. And you have the Death card. I mean, that's let it go. I mean, as corny as it sounds, you know, the Frozen song, Let It Go. Whatever needs to be released, it's kind of encouraging that, to be honest, with that Death card. So let's read that message from the Moonology deck about the energy is gaining momentum, that one there. So it is Waxing Moon. If I can actually find it in the book, because it's a bit of a wacky setup. So it says, during the waxing moon cycle, hope springs eternal. This card is a very positive omen, indicating that you can create the reality you're dreaming of. Though it will take some work and you're not quite there yet, this is a time of energies rising up. Emotions are building too. Where do you want to go, and do you believe you can get there? Either you can just keep meditating and focusing on your desired outcome, or you can make the courageous commitment to take more practical steps towards your goals. Whichever you decide, you are most certainly on the right track. Attuned to the Moon says, I know I'm headed in the right direction. Additional meanings for this card: the situation is full of potential. You've got potential there as well. Your dream can come true. More effort is yet required. Are you willing to give it? Review your goals and ensure you're still committed, and keep moving forwards. The teaching says the waxing cycle is a period of the lunar cycle from new moon to full moon, and during this time the moon appears to be slightly bigger and rounder every night. This is a very empowered and empowering time. And this is a very promising card. It suggests now is the time to make plans and to act on them, no matter when you actually pull the card. That could be relevant to the Ace of Swords and Justice, actually, because I was thinking while I was reading this, it is a sense of empowerment, because it's doing what's right for you, isn't it, with the Justice card and the Ace of Swords. It's being very clear. The Ace of Swords can be to do with ideas, plans as well. And those are the future, sort of the future energies, aren't they? So You might be sort of in the emotional phase of processing things at this point in time, but yeah, there's not much. I mean, are there any pentacles? There are no pentacles here, so it's all thoughts and emotions at this point in time, but there's definitely a sense of wanting to be happy or happier. So let's put that out of the way and get the clarifying deck for you. So we're going to start off with that Ten of Cups. So why is the Ten of Cups there, please? You've got the Five of Swords. I was literally just going to say with that Five of Swords, it's like you're not getting what you want, and then you have the Justice card next to it, that's where you would want to get what's right for you. You'd want to get what you feel is justice to you. You want things to be fair and work well together with that Three of Pentacles, and to be successful with the Six of Wands. Let's just get one more after that Six of Wands. One more after the Six of Wands, please. Oh, Ten of Cups, yeah. You just want things to be right for you and to go in your favor by the looks of it, like as an overall kind of energy. Let me just have a... Okay, I'm going to be nosy and look at this Five of Swords, because clearly that's some sort of conflict, whether it's mental conflict for you that you want to escape something, or there's physically conflict. As I say, somebody could potentially have been hurt by this Queen of Wands, if it's not just your energy. So Five of Swords, please. For some of you, that could be a friend, that Queen of Wands, and then others it will be different things. What am I looking at? Three of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords. Again, that word just honourable. Again, things being right for you, whether it is fulfilling, whether it is literally about being honourable, integrity with that Queen of Swords. Something about where you can be yourself as well, and people are honest with you, towards you too. Actually, I was looking at the Five of Swords, but to be honest, it's the same sort of thing. Let me go back to that Five of Swords. I think I was looking at the Three of Pentacles when I took that out. Let's look at the Five of Swords again. Right, there we go. We've got the Page of Cups, Temperance, and the... that when I saw that Page of Cups, it made me think of, is it safe to be vulnerable? Is it safe to be vulnerable? And then you've got the Temperance card there, which is peace. It's the harmony type card. And then you've got the Eight of Swords, which is, and flow as well with the Temperance card. But then you've got the Eight of Swords, which is like restriction. So it's almost making me think that whatever situation you are or have been involved in, it wasn't safe to be vulnerable. Like, say, one way you could look at that is obviously in a romantic relationship. If you're giving your heart and soul and doing the best you can and giving 100%, but somebody manipulates you, then it wasn't safe, was it? I mean, obviously you can't go back in time and not be vulnerable. Like, I feel like it's worth opening up and being vulnerable, because there's never going to be a guarantee. If you go around closed off, you're probably not going to have the most fulfilling relationship. But at least if you're open and vulnerable, you give it a go. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't, as much as it may hurt, you have to kind of learn from that and move on. But yeah, this feels like it wasn't safe to be vulnerable, and it may not be romantic. It could be anything, anything for you. As I said, for someone that may be a friend, you know, like say if you met someone and felt that you had a really good friendship with them, and then it just turns out that they stabbed you in the back. It could be that type of situation as well. So let's put these back. But you want to be happier, and I'd say with the Ten of Cups, as I've often said, it's shared happiness, isn't it? It's being happy with other people. It's not just your own individual. I mean, yes, your own individual satisfaction is important, but it's being able to share that happiness with others as well. So let us look at the Queen of Wands and Three of Swords and see what's going on there. So Queen of Wands and the Three of Swords. So you now have right, you've got a King of Wands. I'll remove these. I don't feel these are needed. So this is past energy now. King of Wands, Seven of Wands, and Ten of Pentacles. What else do we have with that? Okay, so another message I'm getting from this is about standing up for yourself and what you want with that King of Wands and Seven of Wands. Okay, let me clarify that Four of Pentacles on its own. Someone might fear getting hurt as well, like whatever you desire with that Queen of Wands, whatever you desire, you might fear it not going the way you might not fear it going the way you want to. So that could be where the vulnerability thing comes in. Is it safe to be vulnerable? Because the Four of Pentacles, it's playing your cards close to your chest. It's being protective. It's holding, I mean, you've got that, what do you need to release? So for some, you could release fear of being vulnerable, to be honest, for some of you. Maybe you've had bad past experiences and you kind of don't forgive yourself for that, and and that makes you fear being vulnerable now. Let's see one more for that Four of Pentacles. I mean, the Five, it's like with that Knight of Swords, it's almost like if you open up and you be honest about who you are or what you think or what you believe in, you'll get rejected. So it's like hold it all in and keep it to yourself. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Star. I think there's a desire here for that to change. Like you may want to change that, but it's just, yeah, as I said, possibly a fear of getting hurt, or as I say, you've already been hurt and that impacts things as well. So let's put these back and look at, so that's the overall past energy. Let's look at what you can learn from that with the King of Swords and the Four of Cups. I'd say one thing is to learn from disappointments. One of the other things is to learn from disappointments with the King of Swords and the Four of Cups. And learning to be, I think I mentioned boundaries. I feel like I've mentioned boundaries. And if I haven't, well, it's there. And being honest. Like when I say boundaries, in the sense of, God, there's quite a few things. I mean, discernment is another one as well. Like if there is an opportunity presented to you, to be discerning about it, about whether it's the real deal or not. But yeah, actually, that's what I meant when I said boundaries, actually. You know, like where we think that sometimes you can go both ends of the spectrum, can't you? You can get to the point where you reject every offer, but then you can be the other end where you accept every offer that's given to you because you think, oh, well, it's been handed to me, so I have to take it up. And it's like, no, you get to discern, you get to decide what's right for you. But as I say, it still stands that I'm learning from disappointments as well. Like even if you do accept an opportunity that hasn't worked out the best for you, it's learning from that. So King of Swords, Four of Cups. And as it's a general reading, it can be absolutely anything, however it resonates with you, apply to whichever part of your life it feels, if it resonates, it feels relevant to. So you've got the Page of Wands there. I mean, that is where you would have been willing to explore something something new, but that can also be where you were disappointed, but it's just a case of starting again, isn't it? Starting again, Ace of Wands, it's a new chapter. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, Six of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. So again, that energy of, even if you have ended up disappointed, being willing to start again and still give, still put yourself out there, still have your desires and your hopes and your dreams. Judgment, yeah, still being willing to give things second chances. And it doesn't necessarily mean with the same person or exact situation, but whatever you felt let down in or disappointed with, it's like, I can try it again, but elsewhere or with someone else, or, you know, that kind of energy. So I'm going to leave that there. Let's look at this Eight of Cups in the present. So what is it you need to leave behind, or you're thinking about leaving behind? What is going on here for you? This, for me, I think I mentioned denial of emotion, so it can be about needing to be honest and honour your emotions as well. If you are thinking about leaving something, or you're just in that emotional state of you've mentally checked out, it's like you're going to have to share that as well. You can't just, especially if it's in a situation where it's keeping you stuck, keeping someone else stuck, you do kind of have to express what's going on so that decisions can be made and actions can be taken. So the Eight of Cups is the present energy, please. You have the Knight of Cups. So someone wants to pursue their dreams by the looks of it, or they have a dream that they kind of want to follow, but they might be very well, as I said, keeping it to themselves. You've got the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like debating whether you can take action on it or not. You've got the King of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, so there might be a debate on if you can physically do this, if you've got the support as well, or if you can get the support. Maybe you're concerned that you want to do something quite taboo, or that might be frowned upon. If you've got, that's a really old-fashioned way of saying it, isn't it? Frowned upon. Thinking that people are going to go against me or be against me. Is anybody going to actually be happy for me? But yeah, it's considering, as I say, it very much feels in the present like you're just in the state of feeling what you don't want, or knowing that you're not happy and you do want to be happier. That's what it feels like at the moment. And as I say, there are can be various reasons why you're sort of not yet making any kind of move. Again, I said it could be forgiveness involved, feeling if you're not good enough, or if you need to let something go. But let's look at that King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. You might also be contemplating how to do this. That's another question that arises with the Two of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. How do I do it? Where do I get the support from? What move do I actually make? What direction do I need to choose with that Chariot card? Yeah. Let's look at the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So that's what you can learn in the present. So you've got the Ace, again, honouring your feelings. Whatever it is that you feel you want to go towards, whatever you feel that dream is, or feel that you need to leave behind, it's honouring that, rather than having reasons to hold yourself back. So you've got the Four of Wands. You might not feel secure enough in whatever sense that is, whether it is financially secure, emotionally secure, in terms of knowledge, whatever it is. You might not feel secure enough to make a move that might be knocking your confidence in this as well. It might be in terms of experience. Anything else? And then you have again, you've got the Eight of Cups and the King of Cups again. What is this one? The Hermit. So the Hermit and the Eight of Cups speak of going, the desire, the inner, everything's internal. It feels like everything's internal at present, about thinking, even just thinking about going off on the journey. Again, if it's honouring your emotions, if that's what you feel you want to do and need to do, then only you can make the decision to do that, can't you? So I'll leave that there. So in the present, it's just learning about honouring your feelings and acting upon that as well. If there are questions of security, you may need to sort of examine that. What's making you feel insecure, or like you don't have enough of a strong enough foundation, and what are the practical solutions around that for you? This is bugging me because it keeps on moving, doesn't it? That could be the diligence thing, actually, the examining what's needed to make it a reality. So let's look at the Ace of Swords and Justice as your potential future energy. So first of all, you have the Ten of Swords. That often speaks to me of the worst being over, the Ten of Swords. You've got the Sun there. So yeah, I mean, Ace of Swords can be clarity as well. So as a future energy, it's like the worst being over, things becoming clearer. And the whole deck is mixed up now, so that doesn't help. Oh God. Okay, give me a sec to sort this out, because I don't know what happened there. Just a complete mess. Okay. I think we've done it now. So, all right, what else? You have the Knight of Pentacles. That's the diligence as well. Is where, as I said, the diligence can be where you examine exactly what needs to be done. But then this is the physical side of diligence, where you take the necessary steps. There's not necessarily a rush. I mean, as much as it says gaining momentum, that doesn't mean that it has to go full speed ahead. It's just that steps have finally been taken, and that comes up in the future. And I'd say the right steps with the Justice card towards the right situation. Nine of Swords, I mean, you get some anxiety there, or there can be anxiety there, but it's not abnormal. If you're following a dream, or you're doing something where things are in the dark or unknown, it is going to make you nervous. And even if you have the answers, if you want something to be successful, there is going to be a little bit of worry possibly around it. But let's see what follows on from that. Anything else from that Nine of Swords, please? Wheel of Fortune. Right, I'm going to clarify the Wheel of Fortune on its own. Two of Wands. That almost tells me, I mean, I know that the Wheel of Fortune is a major arcana, so that's kind of, it's almost where change comes in for you. Whereas the minor arcana are the ones where the power's in your hands. But it's almost like, I don't know if based on a decision you make, everything changes. That is one possibility, or something comes in and changes, and then you have to choose a new path anyway. But there's nervousness around the change, that's for sure. I mean, it's telling you to follow your intuition. Again, the honouring the feelings. The feelings can be the gut feelings, intuition, emotions, all of the above. And then King of Swords, it's knowing what you want, isn't it? Knowing what you want to do. So as a future energy, it looks like things becoming clearer and practical steps being taken. Even if there is some anxiety, it's accepting. It feels like accepting the change with that Wheel of Fortune being there, whether it is that you decide to do something and everything changes, or the change comes in and you have to then act upon that. So let's look at the final, final energies. The Death card. And I did say at the beginning that I believe, I felt like that was, I can't remember if I said accepting the change or allowing the change, and it was something to that effect, to be honest, rather than any kind of resistance or being stuck in your head or your heart too long, because then it's just not beneficial, and it just becomes, you can feel the blockage, can't you, when you get into situations like that. So the Death card. The Death card, right, Six of Cups. It's making me think of letting go of the past, to be honest, but I will clarify that on its own. Two of Cups, that kind of feels like new opportunities. It can be new connections, because as I've said, the Two of Cups, it's about connecting with what you love. It's not just people. Yes, there is a heavy relationship, whether it's friends, family, whatever, romantic partners with the Two of Cups, but it's connecting to what you love, like giving your heart and soul to that, so that you can get the feeling of satisfaction back. You've got the World. Allowing the new in with the Two of Cups, Ace of Swords, Four of Cups. Okay, let's look at Six of Cups. The Devil, letting go of the past. It's letting go of the past. Anything that's holding you back, or from the past that's been holding you back, you've got to let it go. Let's look at the Ace of Swords. That is becoming very clear on what you do and don't want, and what you will and won't accept, I feel, with that Ten of Wands and the Emperor. I don't know why I'm getting a really strong fuck that energy from the Emperor. And I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a meme of a cat, and it's just kind of slapping things off a table and saying fuck this, fuck that, and yeah, okay. It's that kind of energy. Right, Four of Cups. So yeah, as I say, being very clear on what you do and don't want and will and won't accept. So Four of Cups. Yeah, same sort of energy here, because the Lovers, again, it can speak of the choice between vice and virtue, but it's choosing what you love, connecting with what you love, not settling, and not settling type of energy. Knowing that you are good enough and you deserve your happiness, don't you? So yeah, the advice is allow the change, allow what needs to go, so that you can honor your emotions or honor what you desire, and not settle at all. And don't be afraid to do something new and work with the potential of that. So I'm just going to get you a final message from postcards from Spirit. So let's put these away. So postcards from Spirit. What's the final message for Earth signs who got the general reading, please? Final message for earth signs who got the general reading. And as I said, this can apply, as it's general, it can apply to any area of your life. That's for you to decide when you're watching this reading, whereas the other ones are literal. Either it's to do with a specific relationship or something that someone's working on. Final message, there we go. Final message for earth signs. Right, it says, if you can see that, it says, dear you are in such good shape right now that we're all doing a happy dance. In this moment, you have the power to make a choice to get with spirit and co-create a miracle. You may wonder where this is all going, but if you want to manifest your desires for the highest good, you need to stay focused on the now. All power is in the present moment. Ask yourself, what are your dominant thoughts now? What beliefs are you motivated by? Do you have clarity right now? How is your conscious contact with the divine? Are you plugged in, or are you trying to do life all by your small self? Get rid of negative energy now. Resentments begun. Forgiveness and love enter, please. You can do your life beautifully and create your most powerful future right here, right now, in this moment. Aren't you thrilled to know you have a huge cheering section over here? Love and hugs always. I mean, I don't really have much to add from that. I will say, if anybody's kind of stuck in the past, that kind of kept coming to mind. If anyone's stuck in the past, that might be what you need to release. But hopefully you enjoyed that message. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box. Other than that, thank you again for watching. Take care. Welcome back to those of you who chose deck 3. Let's find out what you got. So you have the relationship reading. So I'm going to put that there. And as I said, the relationships, obviously, it can be romantic. It can also include relationships with anyone, from your neighbor to your best friend, from your grandmother, your granddad, parents, anyone, people at work, even just anything that's significant regarding relationships for you at present. So I'm going to start off with a message from the Whispers of Love. I'm going to start off with messages from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck and the Power of Love Oracle deck first of all, and then I'll get the main spread out for you. I think I've got everything with me. Yeah. So again, the messages are for anyone whose sun, moon or rising sign is an earth sign. Again, you're welcome to watch the messages for the other elements. So if your sun, moon or rising sign is a fire, air or water sign, you can watch those readings as well. And you are welcome to watch all of the readings within this particular video. So messages for earth signs who got the relationship reading, please. What do we need to know? What do we need to know for those who got the relationship reading? Anything at all. The cards have been so stuck for all of the readings, to be honest. Right, so we first of all have simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. You also have slow down, pause, and allow things to unfold. So do I want to take more than that? I might just get one more. I'll probably end up spewing out about 3 more cards now. Let's just get one more. One more. I wonder if anybody is like, I don't know if like at the beginning of a relationship where you need to take it slow, or there's a need to take it slow, or and you're sort of investigating the characters of each other, the personalities, or if there's something going on where people are rekindling something and needing to sort of take the time to get to know each other as if from scratch. Those things are coming to mind here. Anything that we need to know for... Right, there we go. Have faith. So you've got have faith. Oh, you've got 2 more. Have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. So if things are moving too slow, sometimes it can create doubt, can't it? And then obviously have faith if you're rekindling something with someone, then faith is needed to kind of keep things going, especially if things really went downhill. And then you have love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. If the Judgment card doesn't show up in this reading, I will be shocked, because yeah, there's a thing here as well, possibly about rekindling, or if someone's working on a relationship that hasn't been the greatest. I mean, you may have heard a lot of people say that the New Year and Christmas is a common time for people to decide that they are ending relationships, or there's kind of the problems become more apparent, and it's something that people have to deal with. So any other messages for earth signs who got the relationship reading? Wow, acceptance. You are ready to release control of situations or people and lovingly embrace the river. I nearly said river of life, then rhythm of life. So again, if there are problems in a relationship, I mean, acceptance, sometimes we might think of acceptance as having to accept someone. Like if you say, oh, you have to accept them exactly as they are. And that can go both ways. You can accept them exactly as they are, meaning that you have to sort of literally accept them as they are and accept their flaws, like, and learn to live with their flaws. Or it can be, it's deal breakers, isn't it? Where whatever's going on that you don't like, it's a deal breaker, where it's like, no, I can't live with this. It's just it pisses me off so much now. It's, you know, like in marriages where they say the little things that piss you off in the beginning, it's not going to get better. It's going to piss you off 10 times more the further into time you get. It's unusual for things to for you to get less annoyed by something that annoyed you in the beginning. You're probably likely to get more annoyed, but you know, I'm sure there's anomalies to that. But so as I say, the acceptance can go both ways. So we also have transformation. You use the power of love to move through illusions and shift to awareness. So a relationship that exists could, or it could be changing, as I've kind of indicated. And elevation. You are making the conscious decision to raise your vibration of love. So things kicking up. Another meaning can be things kicking up to the next level as well. Like say where we've got slowed down and simple acts of kindness, it's assessing, like if you're in the beginning stages, assessing what's the potential for this, how far can it go? Is it just a little fling? Is it just a one-night stand? Does there seem like the potential that this could be a really long like a life partner type energy even? So right, this is the deck I'm going to be using for your main spread. I'm not needing to read any of these from the book. I don't feel the need to read them from the book. So let's get into it for you, those of you having the relationship reading. So as I said, it can be more geared towards romantic relationships, but there might be something for someone regarding other relationships as well, with anyone that you interact with in your life. Let's try that again. So overall energy, first of all, for the reading. Oh, that's a beautiful energy. That's a really hopeful energy. The star, the 10 of cups, it's like a hope for the future, isn't it? Like a wish that, I can almost imagine somebody who's like met someone and they're like, oh my God, this person's so great. I just want it to, I want this person to be my happily ever after. Again, if it's that you're working on a relationship that where there've been problems, it's kind of wishing that everything works out, that you do end up being happy together. So, right, let's look at the past. So you've got the Queen of Wands. It feels like attraction, to be honest, with the Queen of Wands. 9 of, oh wow, you know what that's making me think of now? You know when, there's a couple of ways this can go actually. The first thought that came to my mind is, you know, if somebody, I mean, it could be both of you actually. You know, if you're in a relationship with somebody who's either extremely attractive or highly desired by people, and then it makes someone anxious, that can happen, can't it? There's no blame there, but it's something that can happen, that it can sort of set people's insecurities off. Especially if you've got someone who's constantly being chased by other people trying to get to know them, or to, you know what I mean? It would make someone anxious. So current energy. Right, we will take those two. So we've got the 5 of Cups and the Knight of Cups. The words have faith are coming in strong with that. So again, if you are with someone where there've been disappointments, like heavy, I don't mean just little things, I mean big disappointments within the relationship, like compatibility issues, could be anything. It's again that hope and that desire for things to work. And think about if you have a specific person in mind here. I mean, obviously that makes sense, but I don't know why I felt the need to say that. Not sure why I felt the need to say that. Feel like you've got a specific person in mind, because of course you would have a specific person in mind, wouldn't you? That's really odd. Let's see what else we need to get for that. There would be something here with that Queen of Wands as well. Anxiety around showing your true self. I mean, especially if you're in the beginning phases of a relationship. You might be fearful of showing your true self. You might feel like you're very quirky or something, or you've got qualities that not that many people find desirable or interesting, and it might be a bit of a fear of fully just showing who you are. Judgment, I did say I'll be shocked if Judgment doesn't come out here somewhere, and it's in the present, isn't it? So there could be something about second chances here, whether it is with the same person or a new opportunity. It's another chance to do a relationship again. So let's look at the potential future energy. No, did not feel right at all. That just felt like a vomit of cards that make no sense. So potential future energy. Four of Pentacles, and what do we need to know about that? Yeah, so for anyone who is struggling to kind of fully open up, the future energy, it's like, I always say the future is not set in stone. So if we did look at the Four of Pentacles as someone being closed off in the future, and with the advice card, the Knight of Wands is an advice card here, you could say it's an energy of beware of keeping yourself closed off, like be willing to open up. There's another way of looking at this as well, actually. I would say if you're in a situation where you try to work on things and you feel like there's no growth, like things can't transform, that might be a situation where you have to accept that it's just not going to go anywhere, and then it is time to go off on a new adventure. But let's clarify and see what the cards tell us, the clarifiers tell us. So the Ten of Cups and the Star, I mean, that felt pretty self-explanatory. As I said, it's just that hopeful energy of wanting things to work out for the best, to be honest. So the Star and the Ten of Cups, please. You've got the Two of Swords. So you might be doubtful. I mean, as I said, especially if you've had difficulties in a relationship, you might be unsure of whether what can happen with it. Which way was that? I'm going to try that again because I'm not sure which way it was. Right, we have Temperance. So we have Temperance, we have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Lover. So there is some uncertainty there. There is uncertainty there. I think, let me get one more and then I'll have a look at that Two of Swords. Because that Temperance card is giving a vibe of incomplete. You've got the Five of Cups and the Three of Swords there. So this sometimes can be fears of being hurt and fears of being disappointed. I can see a strong, it looks like there's a strong positive connection here, like there's pleasure, there's satisfaction here, or that there was at some point in time. If it doesn't seem like it now, there definitely was at some point in time. I'd say that the connection, there's something that feels good about the connection at the very least. But the Five of Cups, Three of Cups, for some, it could be fears of disappointment and being hurt and having your heart broken. For others, there's stuff in a relationship, if you are trying to rebuild on something where shit's gone down, that is the past energies that you've experienced. And I mean, the Two of Swords, it could be relevant for that if, again, as I said, if some stuff's happened in the past, that's kind of put a spanner in the works of the relationship and you're trying to fix it, rebuild it. That Two of Swords can be the uncertainty there. I mean, Temperance, that is like a disturbance of the peace as well, or possibly a disturbance of the peace. But let's look at the Two of Swords. Because the Star can be healing as well. So if things have gone wrong, it can be like wishing that you could heal everything. Right, Six of Swords. Ten of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. For someone here, I mean, I did say second chances in a relationship, whether it's with old person or a new person. For someone here, you might feel like there's no way of repairing it, to be honest. If there have been problems, it might be a relationship where it's not, you weren't able to repair it, and you're contemplating if you should just let go, to be honest, and just take your opportunity, take yourself elsewhere. But the Star and the Ten of Cups could be hoping that you can get your happiness either way, whether it is with the same person and you're able to heal things, or if it can't work out with them, then having in your mind that, right, if it can't work with them, then I pray that I get happiness elsewhere. Okay, we'll leave that there. Let me just have a quick look at the Lovers. It's calling out to me for some reason. So is that the Six of Cups? So for some, that will refer to happy memories, that Six of Cups. And it's almost like the happy memory of where you began, which would have been exploring someone, and just that pure, I don't want to say innocence, but I guess not literal innocence, but just like when you're getting to know someone. Which song is it? Lotus, is it Lotus Flower by Wale and Miguel? And he says, the part where he says about, oh my God, what's the line again now? Oh my God, I can't remember exactly what he says, but it's like the privilege of not knowing each other. And I get what he means when he says that, like, you know, when you first meet someone and it's just excitement about getting to learn about this new person and explore your feelings. I can't remember his exact, it's not privilege. It's the something of getting to know each other where you meet someone and it's brand new and everything's fresh. Let's just get one more. Someone might want to experience that, but it's very hard to recreate the first time for things, isn't it? You've got the Knight of Swords there and the World. It does almost make me think, with that Knight of Swords and the World there, someone wanting to experience that initial spark again. Okay, we'll leave that there. And then we'll move on to that Queen of Wands energy. So Queen of Wands as a past energy. I mean, I don't know if I've already said that for someone who's just wanting in the past, where you've wanted to put yourself out there to date and get to know people, that could be the anxiety around that, as well as, you know, being afraid to show who you really are. So Queen of Wands, why is she there as a past energy? Right. You've got the Page of Wands, the Empress, the Eight of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, for someone it could very well be about concerns about putting yourself out there. Because that's where you sort of, it's like you'd be willing to explore, and you have this vibrant Empress abundant energy about you that you want to put yourself out there. But with the Eight of Cups, it's like, it's unknown, isn't it? And then the Eight of Swords is that uncertainty around, God, is it worth it? Is it going to work out? You've got the Six of Swords. I mean, it's about taking the journey, isn't it? Let's clarify that. Six of Swords, please. Nine of Swords again. So yeah, again, energy of anxiousness about putting yourself out there potentially. There is still that attraction vibe as well, because the Empress is known to be attractive. And the Page of Wands, there's some connection with the Page of Wands with attraction, and I can't remember what it is, where like you're attracted to doing something, to exploring. Let's see what else comes out for that Six of Swords. Some of you may have been worried about getting into a relationship, period, to be honest, like just in general. There could still be that attracted or attractive vibe, sort of being attracted to someone, because the Empress can be about attraction, which I think I've just said that anyway as well. You've got the World, the Magician, yeah. I mean, again, it brings up fears of sort of going into the new and trying it out. So even if you have ended up in a relationship, there can be fears here previously about getting into things. I'm not going to keep those, but Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups. I mean, it's what you kind of wish for it, but then you can have the Two Swords where you have the doubts where you want to do something, but then you're held back from it as well. Let me have a look at that Empress. Two of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, I'm getting that same thing actually about. Let's just get one more for her. Oh God, that's too many. That is too many. Let me try that again. Knight of Cups. Again, that energy of, and it's more intuitive than the cards, that energy of being with someone who seems, it could even be someone who seems too good to be true, but I am specifically getting something about attractiveness, and it's not a nice thing to bring up, but you know, like if someone feels like their attractiveness doesn't match with the other person, and they kind of have them on a pedestal, and regardless of whether you are a man or a woman here, just in general, take it as it resonates, there's something around that still, that side of things as well, the anxiety of whether or not it would work out with that person. Like, you want to explore, you're attracted to them, but you're just not sure. And I was getting the energy with that Two of Pentacles and the Chariot of, are they going to choose me? You know, like if you started dating someone who you felt was highly attractive, and you know that they're seeing a bunch of different people, like it's not serious, but you know that they're dating different people, and it's like, God, is it even worth trying it? Because why would they choose me? And that sounds a bit, yeah, that sounds a bit bad. Like, it can be related to low self-esteem possibly, but, or even if the person's just overly friendly and charming, sometimes that can put doubts into people as well, can't it? It's not that you even have hardcore low self-esteem, flirtatious, that would have an impact, right? So overall past energy, it's just that feeling of, as I say, there can be fears of putting yourself out there, fears of getting into a relationship, like different reasons. There could be different reasons why you'd be reluctant or wary or concerned, of feeling like it might not work out the way you want it to. So let's specifically look at the Nine of Swords, because that's what you can learn, as much as it's showing up as having anxiety over that. So Nine of Swords, what can you learn from the past, from that Nine of Swords? Ten of Cups. Well, I would say the first thing is that you deserve happiness. That's one thing I'm getting from that Nine of Swords. Six of Pentacles. There's something about what you deserve here with that Ten of Cups and Six of Pentacles. I mean, you've got the Have Faith card there as well. You've got the Hermit. I feel like that Hermit is talking about knowing who you are and what you want. And then you get the Two of Wands, what you want, based on who you are though. And then that, I'm looking at that Six of Pentacles and you get the acts of kindness. I'm going to try that again, acts of kindness, and that can be that Six of Pentacles. Maybe worrying, if you feel that you're a kind person, worrying if you're going to get that back in return. Anything else? No. You know what I was just going to say? I should have said it before that came out. The past energy feels really solo. I mean, apart from the consideration of going into a relationship and being worried about putting yourself out there, etc., it feels like that would have been the single stage, or even if you were dating someone, you know, before you actually label a relationship and say, I'm now taken, I'm off the market, or whatever you want to call it. I was going to say it feels quite solitary. And then you get the Nine of Pentacles, which can be known as a single person. But yeah, as I say, learning from the past in dealing with your anxieties, it's knowing that you deserve happiness, knowing what you deserve physically. Kindness would be one of those things, wouldn't it? Knowing who you are, and then based on that, what you want. Nine of Pentacles, it feels kind of like confidence, actually. Having the confidence to show that and to make it known that you want that as well. Let me know, I'm going to try that again. That didn't feel right. It's like having your own sense of security, needing to work on you needed to learn to work on your own sense of security before getting into a relationship. Right, you have the Knight of Cups, the Two of Pentacles. It feels again like that, knowing what you deserve. That is a strong thing coming up in this reading. And then you get the Hanged Man. So again, if you were anxious, it's the need to see it from a different perspective, what you deserve. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I'm going to put these away. And then we're going to go on to that current energy of the Knight of Cups and the Five of Cups. So apart from the anxiety, if for those of you where this is about things haven't been great in a relationship, it feels, although the Five of Cups can be past losses, can't it? But it feels more present than, I don't know how long ago this past energy was. But it looks like it was before you were in an established, situation, although we do have that Ten of Cups there, but that doesn't, I don't know if that necessarily, does it feel like were in an established relationship? Not really, to be honest. Not necessarily. Okay. There's nothing indicating something ended here, but as I say, it doesn't necessarily feel like this is the energy of an established relationship. However, as I say, there's like a sense of disappointment here with that Five of Cups. So Knight of Cups, Five of Cups, if I turn the deck the right way round. Right, you've got the Sun. Seven of Swords, that feels like it. Excuse me. It's where things need to be more open, honest, clearer. That sort of energy. Or maybe you need to be clearer about what you want now, because you've got the Knight of Cups there. That's your dreams, isn't it? I think I might clarify that Seven of Swords on its own. Eight of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Let's get one more. Nope. And then you have the Wheel. So let's look at the Seven of Swords. Somebody here may need to be more honest about what they really feel and what their heart really wants. Whether you are in an established relationship, like a fully established relationship or not. Even say the dating thing, like I've probably said this before in readings where sometimes people aren't honest about what they want long term. Like they'll play it off as, oh, I'm just having a little bit of fun. Whereas really they actually want to meet, they're trying to date with a purpose to find someone to settle down with, and then they can end up in situations where they constantly just attract people who aren't serious. But it's because you need, well, one of the reasons, not the only reason, is because you need to be more honest about what you genuinely want and how you want to move forward. For some people bullshit people and love bomb them and stuff, and that's a lie, isn't it? They've got zero intention of creating anything long term. They're just trying to have their cake and eat it, or get whatever they want. And as I say, in established relationships as well, if there have been any issues, again, needing to be very honest about how you feel, what you're thinking, what direction you want to go in, how far you want things to go. Let me have a look at that Eight of Pentacles. That is about putting the effort in, isn't it? It might be having a heart-to-heart conversation to establish if you're on the same page in terms of where you want it to go and the amount of effort you want to put in. So Eight of Pentacles, please. We have the Nine of Wands. With that Nine of Wands and Eight of Pentacles there, it's almost making me think that someone's putting in more work than the other person in a weird way. You've got the Two of Three of Wands, sorry, not Two of, yeah, because I often say that for me the Three of Wands is about intentions, isn't it? And it's like, for me it's intention. So upright, it would be you're clear about your intentions and you've already made plans, even if you haven't necessarily put physical action, you're very certain about what you want to do. For me in reverse, there can be uncertainty around that, so maybe someone's not sure about how far they want this to go. There was something else coming to mind and I've forgotten it now. You know, like when we talk about ships coming in upright, that's where your ships are coming in. Reverse, it's not, so you're not getting what you want. So it is making me think that some people is putting in more effort than the other. And then you've got that Knight of Wands there as well. Yeah, see, something's not fair, or needs to be more fair. With that Knight of Wands, that is more of that free-spirited energy, but it can get to the point of being frivolous. So if one person's more serious than the other, or one person's just not playing their role and doing what they should do in an established relationship, that comes to mind too. Oops, you've got the Magician. The Magician, the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, that is a desire for security there, isn't it, with the Queen of Pentacles? And then you've got the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, again, I think it's already come up about someone contemplating, can this really work? Can we be on the same page here, or is it just a case of one person wanting things to be secure and to put in all the work and to learn as they go? Like with the Magician, you're kind of honing your skills, honing the structure or foundation of the relationship, but they're just getting left out in the cold because somebody else here is maybe more on the frivolous side of things. Let's clarify that wheel. There's a need for change. I was just going to say there's a need for change because you've got the Death. Clarifying the wheel, you've got the Death card there. You've got the Devil. I mean, that can be where things are stuck, where someone's held back. There could potentially be undesirable behaviors within the situation as well. But we'll leave that there. Let's see what we can learn from the present with that Judgment card. I mean, the question that comes to mind for me without clarifiers is it worth giving it a second chance? That's something that comes to mind here. Is it worth giving it a second chance with the Judgment card? I mean, I did say at the end with that Four of Pentacles, one of the meanings can be that there's no growth, and it's like you decide, yeah, it's just not going to go anywhere. So I might as well take whatever I've got left and go off on a new adventure. But anyway, Judgment. Right, so the Eight of Wands for me can be communication, but it can often be about progression as well. And I've talked a lot about if things can work out and if things can, what direction they can go in. You've got the Ace of Wands there. Oh, then the Moon, it's hidden. So you might have the desire there. You may want things to progress. There might be desire there, but it's very hidden at the moment. And I mean, that came up with the slow down energy, didn't it, of needing to take your time. If there's an element of getting to know each other or getting to know each other again, seeing how things go. We have the Tower, okay. Yeah, is the foundation strong enough with that Tower? Can there be a strong enough foundation? Whether it is a new relationship, an old relationship. Let's just get one more. I'm going to clarify the Moon and the Tower, to be honest. Either way, the key point was that you wanted your happiness. You want to get what's right for you. Right, Queen of Swords, that's you, and that's your truth, isn't it? So by this point, it's like, what did we have under here? Five of Cups. You need to have your truth and base how you move forward on that. So let's look at the Moon. And I keep mentioning honor all the time now. What's honorable? So my favorite Queen of Wands in all the decks. Is she my favorite? Yeah, she is actually. It's the red hair. As I've said a million times, I have a thing about red hair. Right. Again, the energy of knowing what you deserve, because the Moon, things are hidden. Things may be hidden, but the Queen of Wands, she knows that she deserves the best. She knows what she deserves. She has self-esteem. She knows that she can attract whatever she wants. And then you get two cards, the Seven of Cups and Seven of Pentacles, which question if it's worth it. Is it worth feeling this way, emotionally being involved in this, giving my time and energy to this? It's unknown. Let's look at the Tower. So that's the current, what you can learn. Again, I said, is it worth giving it a second chance? whether it is with a new person, old person, etc. So the Tower, and I said with if it's a new person, the second chance, it means it's with a different person, like giving a relationship a second chance, not necessarily exactly with the same person. So the Tower energy. Why is the Tower there? Again, there's a need. I think, did I mention a need to be honest about how you feel? I'm sure I did. That could be relevant with that King of Cups. Because if you're both honest about how you feel, then you'll know whether you're on the same page. Well, if you are actually being very honest, or if someone's bullshitting someone, that kind of messes up the whole thing. But you've got the Queen of Swords there, so you should be able to stand in your truth with this and be honest about how you feel. And it may be a case of having to discern if you believe the other person or not, if you feel there are any reasons to doubt anything. You've got the Justice card. I'd also say, I mean, I'd said the same page, but if your feelings match. So yeah, if you're on the same page and if you feel the same way about each other with that King of Cups and the Justice card, is there that a foundation there? Do you feel the same way about each other? You've got the Three of Cups. It's support. Like, do the energies and the emotions that you share support each other and the relationship? It's like like a holy trinity almost. Like, you've got your cup, their cup, and the relationship you're pouring into the relationship. Is there enough? So that's questions. It's not a specific answer telling you must leave a person behind or stay with them. It's asking you to ask yourself these questions. So, but as I say, you got to stand in your truth with it. And there's a whole big thing, as I keep going on about you knowing what you deserve. All right, we're going to look at the Four of Pentacles now, which is the potential future energy, and it's a person who there's no growth, they're closed off, but let's see why that is, because there could be a valid reason for it. So Four of Pentacles, please. Why is that there? And I would say, I just keep looking back at that Love Endures card. And I know that people might look at it and think, oh, it just means that if you're with someone that you have to stay with them because love endures. But I think the first love is for yourself and having faith in yourself. And I think I can say from personal experience that once that feeling is awakened in you, that you are able to love and experience deep emotions towards someone, you can't unknow that. You know, so it's having faith that if you can feel that way about one person, then you can have that feeling with someone else. It might not be now, it might not be in a year, it might take years before you find that, but having faith that the feeling of love endures, even if it's not for the same person. It's like you can't almost transfer that energy to someone else or a new situation. But anyway, we've got the Four of Swords, so another stuck type energy, isn't it? Really, try that again. I mean, that was a defensive energy with the Seven of Wands that came out, the High Priestess. There's a lot of deep thought and consideration in this card. I feel like it really could be a heads up that you're gonna have to if you don't sort of honor how you feel, you could end up very stuck, to be honest. Or it could be that you need more time to think things over as well. Yeah, okay, we've got the Emperor. God, it's still giving the energy of like it's not set in stone as a future energy. I mean, I always say the future is not set in stone anyway, but it's not set in stone. There's still kind of it feels like the tug of war is deciding what's best. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? And then I just need to take the lead and take control and end it. It is an uncertain kind of energy, to be honest. It's all up to you and what your individual situation is. There's a lot of deep contemplation here, so you may, for the foreseeable future, I don't know how far this will go. I mean, you've got a 4 there, 4 of Pentacles. For someone that might be relevant, the 4 might be relevant as a number to indicate the time frame, although I don't really use time frames in my readings, to be honest. I just feel like the future can be unpredictable, so you pick up on an energy and it is what it is, basically. But there's a lot of deep contemplation here still about whether something, for me it looks like whether something's going to work or not, whether it's worth sticking with it or not, to be honest. Let's look at the advice, so what you can learn moving forward with that Knight of Wands energy. So Knight of Wands. Why is the Knight of Wands there, please? Ace of Swords. I think it's sort of saying once you get very clear on what you want, then you need to take the action on it. Because you could potentially, if you've got your intuition here, your deep in thought here, it's almost making me think, do you know what you want, but you just don't want to make a move, or don't want to move or change things for whatever reason? Because you can have the knowledge, but sometimes people don't act on what they know, do they? So let's see what else comes up. We've got the World. I mean, yeah, what you know can take you into new cycles. So whether it's that you find out information about a person that you're involved with, or whether you make a decision in your own mind about what you want, that will take you forward. But you're the one with the Knight of Wands that has to take the action. Nobody can tell you what to do. Nobody can tell you what's right and wrong. I mean, if you're looking for stability, then using what you know, your discernment, everything that can take you into a more secure situation, relationship-wise, in the future. You've got the Death card there. Let's just get one more, and I might clarify the Death card on its own. Judgment's back again. Wow. Right, let's clarify Death and Judgment, because Death is like something has to change, doesn't it? Something has to change. We've got the Star. Well, I'd say the first thing that has to change is if you haven't been honouring yourself completely, you've got to do that. Otherwise, it's not as... That sounds a bit aggressive for me. I'm not usually like, you got to do this, you got to do that. But yeah, it looks like it's very much about, you need to honour what you wish for, how you want to feel. I mean, the Chariot is about taking control, isn't it? So again, it's all up to you. It's for you to decide. You decide if it's worth a second chance, or sticking with, or looking for a second chance elsewhere. Let's have a look at the Judgment card. It's free will. The Knight of Wands for me is very fearless and very much about free will, and doing whatever the hell he wants. Like, obviously, it's not, the purpose is not to go around pissing people off and hurting people's feelings, but he's the one. Nobody can tell the Knight of Wands what to do. Can you imagine trying to tell I've said this before in a Gemini reading, actually. If you tell that Knight of Wands what to do, he probably won't even address you. He'll probably turn around, and all you're going to see is the horse's ass riding off into the sunset and the dust kicking you in the face. Right, we've got Judgment, the Devil, Three of Pentacles. Let's get one more for that. Again, it's that it's just the same thing. It's just telling me the same thing. Can it work? Is it too toxic? Is it just too difficult? Or can it work? Is it worth the opportunity, the chance? And with Judgment, it's like learning from the past as well. The Seven of Pentacles, is it worth it? Okay, I'm going to stop because it's just giving me repeats of the same message now. As I say, the decision is in your hands. The decision is in your hands. So let's get you a final card of advice from the Unicorns, or final cards of advice from the Unicorns, because I'm not going to be reading them from the book, and see if that can make anything clearer for you. I mean, as I said, the heart of the reading is getting what you deserve and what you wish for and what your heart wants. That's the key. Think about that, and then that can help you to make the decisions that you need to make. I don't know why I'm suddenly getting the message that for some people, if you've been in a relationship for a very long time, you may have changed dramatically. This is just a random message. You may have changed dramatically, and it's almost like you've outgrown the relationship you were in, which was why the Transformation and Elevation card would come in. And you might have to accept that whoever you're with hasn't grown with you, and you're just on completely different wavelengths now. That's something that comes to mind. But anyway, let's get into the Unicorns. We have delight, count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things. Always expect the best. I feel like that is the key here, because I keep talking about what you deserve. Always expect the best. And it's not to say that you expect people to be perfect, but, you know, don't settle. It's that not settling energy. Anything else? I think I'll get you about 2 more messages to wrap the reading up for you. very aggressively, we have innocence. I'm sure I mentioned innocence at the beginning, unless I'm imagining things. Take time to play, nurture your inner child, live with a childlike sense of wonder. So one of the things I'm getting about this innocence card is, especially at the beginning of relationships, that should be the time, that should be that playful period of time, shouldn't it? It shouldn't be complicated. Then it shouldn't, like a relationship in the beginning stages, sure as hell shouldn't feel like a burden. And even if you've been in an established relationship, yeah, there will be difficult times, but if you have been going through a difficult time, how long has it felt like a burden for you? Have you gotten to the point where the whole relationship is just one big burden? Or if you're trying to rekindle things, contemplate bringing back that sense of well, even the delight as well, the innocence, the playfulness, you know, that kind of energy to kind of restore things. Let's just get one. Okay, we have partnership. Teamwork will give you a better result. Find trustworthy people to partner with. Build up a talented support team. I have nothing else to add to that because it says everything there. And then you have anger. Yeah, this could be a part of expressing how you feel, actually, on both parts, yours and another person's. Anger. Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor all of your emotions as sacred. So if there are issues and disappointments and stuff, you got to address the good and the bad. That's true intimacy, isn't it? It's everything. It's not just being like, oh yeah, we're just trying to keep it all positive and playful, which, yeah, playfulness is important. But if you are harboring feelings of anger, resentment, etc., if you want an established long-term relationship, then you've got to be able to discuss that as well, and not sort of, hopefully not kick off, but yeah. So I'm going to leave your message there. Feel free to like, share, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel. If you want a personal reading, see the info in the description box. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. Take care.